So I hate card tricks, so I'm gonna do dice tricks, except for that one and that one. And I'm just kidding. All right. So I don't know if you noticed, but you actually have a little piece of lint there. Do you mind if I? There it is. I'm sorry about that. So this is Mike. He's a little strange. He comes from a clown, but he can do something really cool. Check this out. He goes into the hand, disappears, travels down into my pocket. Now, he doesn't travel alone. He has a brother. We have Mike and Ike, and together they could do something really cool. So we have Tina, and it was Andy. Good to meet you. I'm Kris. All right. And I see a lot of friends here and a lot of new friends here. So thank you guys so much for coming to the show tonight. I hope you like my stuff. All right. So, Tina, if I could have you hold open your hand for me, please. Because I'm going to take Mike, I'm going to put him in my hand, and I want you to hold on to Ike. But you have to hold on to him really tight. You got him? Squeeze him tight, because we don't want... I'm gonna try and make yours disappear from your hand and go over to my hand. Are you ready? So here it goes. Did you feel that? Okay. Do you have him? Sorry, sometimes it happens in reverse. I can never be sure of when that's going to happen. But I'll tell you how this works. See, Ike is actually that one. They're twins. But he's you know what? Sorry, I was right the first time. He's an escape artist. See, if he goes into the pocket, he actually travels right through the fabric of my coat. And the best part is no hole, which my wife really likes, because then she doesn't have to fix a hole every time I do the stupid trick. Not my words. But, Andy, if I could have you hold up in your hand, because I'm going to give you Mike and Ike, and I'd like you to hold on to them really tight, because now I introduce their sister, wait for it, Dot. I didn't make up the name. It came with the instructions on the cereal box. But Dot does the same thing. She goes into the hand. This time a little fist bump is all it takes. She disappears. Go ahead and slowly open up your hand. Mike, Ike, and Dot. I know it's a conspiracy. So now that I have all three of them out on the table, they can do their grand finale. So I take Mike. That's one in the hand. I take Ike. That's two in the hand. Dot goes into the pocket, leaving how many in the hand? Two. Except Dot is the middle child, starved for attention. She came back. I know. Middle child syndrome, right? She is, by the way, the redheaded middle child. So we'll try this again. We take Mike and Ike, so that's two in the hand. Dot goes into the pocket, leaving how many in the hand? Two. Well, like I said, Dot, she came back for the encore. And I don't know if you're a Disney fan, but it's also a hidden. That's right, hidden Mickey Mouse. But I'm not allowed to say that because I don't have copyright permission. So don't tell Disney. The last thing I need is a cease and desist letter from the mouse, right? So we'll try this one more time. We take Mike and Ike, and of course Dot goes into the pocket, leaving how many in the hand? Two. Well, it is a magic trick. See, they all disappear. Right. So I do a lot of work in restaurants. And one thing you find in restaurants, flatware. Right now it's flat, right? And I know what you're thinking, a magician, a spoon, he's probably going to take the metal and bend it. So we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Mind blown, right? But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how I can get my ring to go onto the spoon. It happens on three, so everybody count with me. Here we go. One, two, wait for it. Three. Oh. Hey, thank you. I usually don't get applause for that. Wow. You guys are so awesome. So clearly we have the easy way. And I say, why do things the easy way when you can do things the fun way? My favorite way of doing that. And you can check that out. It's a good solid spoon, right? And check out the ring as well. Make sure there are no breaks, hinges, hidden assistants, pink elephants, chocolate-covered hamsters. None? I left the hamsters at home this time. Yeah. So, okay, it is my wedding ring, which, you know, and I have a permission set for using that. You guys will see that in a moment. But if really anything were to happen to this, I'd be in so much trouble it's not even funny. But I can have you hold on to that end really tight. The ring comes off of the spoon the same way that it went on. And most people think it's a trick spoon, but really, trick ring. It always goes back onto my finger. My wife trained it very well. Not that she has to worry about, because the spoon bends again, and I have no idea why. Can't take that thing anywhere. It's kind of embarrassing. But the thing about the ring is it doesn't matter how long it's off my finger. It's always going to jump right back on, and some people might think it's a little bit of sleight of hand, which, you know, might look like sleight of hand, or maybe a little bit of juggling, which is kind of fun. Right? Took a lot of practice. But my favorite, a toss and a catch. Yeah, but no, it's actually trained. It doesn't matter how long it's off, it always jumps right back on. And I think I figured out how my wife trained it. Yeah. Now this is just my theory, so don't take my word for it, but I think it's hypnotized. I saw this on TV. Here it goes. And sleep. Not you, Scott. I know you got to get up early. It's all right. But check it out. It's the ring is asleep. Can you tell? I couldn't tell at first. You have a discerning eye. But it is asleep. It is hypnotized. And that's when you can start the training process. Not process. Process. I learned it from a guy in Canada. Over Skype, that counts, right? Telecommuting, right? Telecommuting magic. So check this out. I put the ring on the rubber band, and you'll notice as it slowly starts to climb, as it gets closer and closer to the finger that it belongs on. I'll show you guys over here as well. Slowly climbing as it goes. Did you guys see it as well? Just like so. So I guess you could call that, is it sleepwalking? Or I suppose in this case it might be sleep climbing. But that's the first part. The second part is you have to be able to take the rubber band, tap it onto the ring, and you'll notice as it's actually linked itself on to the rubber band, and you can see as it's linked on there. Then it links itself onto the second strand, so now it's hanging out on both. All right? So step 1, step 2, step 3, it's on there, right? Pulls right off, just like that. You take the rubber band, you take the ring, there you go, jumps right back on. I have no idea how she trained it for real, but I'm okay with it. You know, it's good because I've been married 13 years, and it's going to be 14 this August. So time goes by so fast when you're having fun. So I figure I'll go along, just kind of continue along the lines with the rubber bands here. Raise your hand if you've ever bought a bag of rubber bands and they come pre-tangled. Thank God, I thought I was the only one. So it's interesting because, you know, this is kind of it's kind of like the 99-cent store version of the linking rings. And I know they should be made out of metal, but I didn't get the memo, so linking rubber bands it is. And this is kind of a way that you can untangle rubber bands once you kind of learn how this goes. But it works the same. You just kind of tap them together. And it usually happens on the third try. There you go, right together just like that. And it's actually linked onto the other rubber band. I'm sensing a theme here. And if I wanted to pull it through, just kind of like that. And if the lighting conditions are just right, it looks like real magic. You'll have to take my word for it. Now, the other thing is, if you trap your fingers together, there should be no way that these could come apart but a little bit of friction, and they just kind of melt right through each other. Yeah, and I have to say, it's amazing what you can do with Photoshop these days. Now, the cool thing is I can actually do this with the two of you holding onto the rubber band. So, Tina with your left hand and Andy with your right hand. If I could have the both of you go ahead and point at each other across the table, just like our parents teach us not to, right? And then go ahead and curl your fingers in a little bit. That way I've got something to hook this onto. And then go ahead and close your hands, making a fist, trapping the rubber bands in place. That way we're not dealing with real projectiles. Even though I see some of you have your safety glasses on, you'll be just fine. And by the way, thanks for using these fingers. Not everybody is so nice. She's like, I should have used the other one. I know. Well, now you know for next time, right? Okay, so is this rubber band clearly on the opposite side here?
Yes.
So I shouldn't be able to pull it off through here or that side, but you find the right spot, even though you're holding on to it. And if I'm really good, I can get it to go right back through. And it's on there. You find the right spot one more time. I feel like there's a joke there somewhere. So let me go ahead and get that one back. Because at this point, most people wonder how that might work. So I'll give you 2 clues, one for each rubber band. Pretty fair? All right. So you stretch out the 2 rubber bands, you bring them together, and if you say the magic word, everybody say the House of Magic.
House of Magic.
Because it's a commercial too, am I right? Check this out. 2 become 1.
What?
But I'm not exactly sure how that part works, so I can't do that for you guys. But here's the big clue. If you can break it, you can bring the 2 ends together, melt them back. And if I was using Photoshop, this would be Command Z, right? Just like that. You could check that out. A good solid rubber band. Oh, this one is for you, Josh. Where's Josh at?
He's in the background of the camera.
He can watch it on the camera. My favorite trick, and actually his favorite trick too, the incredible disappearing rubber band. Here it goes.
No. Oh, don't do that.
I'm just kidding. It's right there. I find, though, if I can get my eyes to water, I can get your eyes to water, too. Raise your hand if your eyes are watering. Raise your hand if you just like raising your hand. Dude, give me a high five, man. What's your name?
Kurt.
Kurt. Awesome. With a C or a K? Dude, I'm Kris with a K.
Cool.
What? My parents didn't know how to spell Kris. They knew how to spell Kurt, though, so. All right. Let's see. Rubber bands. Oh, raise your hand if you guys like money. Nice. All right. My favorite. I knew there was a reason why I liked you guys. All right. We're going to do something kind of fun here. This is actually something one of my friends across the country taught me. He lives in Orlando. And so I have 4 $half here. And if I could have you just go ahead and take a look at those. You can take a look at those. Marge, you want to take a look at the box as well. Make sure there's, no magnets, trapdoors, anything like that. You might find the chocolate-covered hamsters in there, though. I'm just kidding.
No, I was hungry.
Well, I mean, it's, here we are almost 8 o'clock, right? All right. Pretty cool? That was an awesome trick, wasn't it? Hey! Thank you. Kurt, you're awesome. Fine 5. All right. So, 4 $half and 1 box. This is kind of like what you would put like your headache medicine in, or something like that. But the idea is one of the coins goes into the box and the lid goes onto the box, right? Which leaves 1, 2, 3 coins on the outside. And here's where the fun part comes in. See, now there's 2 coins on the outside and 2 coins on the inside. Yeah, 2 coins on the inside. Andy, are you ready?
Yes.
Because I'm giving you a job. You get to be the treasurer. So you get to pick any 2 coins, put them into the bank, and seal up the bank. 1 and 2. Perfect. So now we have 2 coins on the outside. Nothing's happened yet. 2 coins on the outside, 1 coin on the outside, and 1, 2, 3 coins on the inside. Dude, you're awesome. I know. All right, so now my favorite part. See, we put 1, 2, 3 coins on the inside, which leaves 1 on the outside. You can hear the coins in the box. Now, the last coin is going to go join the other coins, but it happens backwards without the box. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more magic with the coins here. We're going to put the box away, or we'll just put it off to the side. Go ahead and put it over here. It'll hang out with the dice for a few minutes, right? So I like to call this trick the $2 coin trick because it uses 4 half dollars, and of course 4 half dollars equal $2. Clever on the naming, right? This is actually something I do on the trade show floor. So they start off in the left hand. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. All I have to do is give a little bit of a shake. 1 disappears from that hand, comes out right over here. Huh. Now I know what you're thinking. It's got to be camera tricks, right? Well, maybe. But it's always with a 2-second delay. So the second one, you're going to get to hear it as it goes to join the first. And this time it's a little bit, it's going to be the audible aspect of it. So we have 3 here, a little bit of a toss and a catch. 2 here, 2 here. The third one, you get to see it as it goes, right? This is for Darren over here. Check this out, Darren. It's even going to do a backflip in the air. So here it goes. Backflip. Ta-da! Yeah! All right. You're going on the road with me, man. Now I need to tour, right? All right. So, okay, it wouldn't have been impressive if it weren't for the backflip, but still, it was cheating. So I will rewind. 2 here, 2 here. This time invisibly, but it only happens when we say the magic word. Everybody say the House of Magic.
House of Magic.
And by the way, did they mention that there's also an escape room here?
Yeah.
Right?
What's an escape room?
We'll tell you about that afterwards. Basically, they lock you in a room and you have to escape. That's a long story short. All right, so we said the magic word. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Just like that, we have 1 here and 3 here. And of course, the 4th one is the best. Do you know why, Tina? Why? Because it happens while you're holding on to the coins. She's like, I thought you would never ask. I know it seems kind of like deja vu, right? Yeah. So it kind of seems like deja vu. Go ahead and hold open your hand, because I'm going to count these here. We have 1, 2, 3 coins. Go ahead and close your hand over the coins. Turn them over. The last one goes just like this. Did you feel that?
I did not.
You did not. Yet. Magic happened. Go ahead and turn your hand over. Open it up. Check this out. Look.
There's 4.
We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. 4 coins. Right. Now, we've done the coin stuff. How about some card magic?
Sure.
Because even though I said I hate card tricks at the beginning, I was lying a little bit. I do kind of like them. A little bit, maybe. So I'm going to show you guys a classic of card magic that does not use playing cards. I know, right? Check this out. This is one of my favorite tricks to do. And it will become evident very quickly because it uses photographs, not playing cards. And it has 8 different photographs here. And each one of these photographs represent a puzzle piece to my life. I don't know if we can get the camera to see this here. Perfect. So 8 different photos. Obviously, family is very important to me. This photo here is my wife, Megan, and my youngest son, Roddy. He's 2 right now. This is my daughter, Jenny. She's 10. I borrowed her camera to create this trick. This is my son Teddy. He's building with like Duplos and stuff like that. This is my son Kit. Notice he's holding some linking rings in his hand. That's a proud dad moment right there. And then we have other things. We have Star Wars toys because I love Star Wars and so do my kids. That's a win. We have a bass guitar because I'm a musician as well as a magician. Say that 5 times fast. I've had a lot of practice. Okay, we have Disney photos and maps because I love visiting the parks and watching the movies. And by the way, is it just me or has anybody else not got anything done since Disney Plus launched? There you go. And then playing cards. I'm not exactly sure why those are there. I'm sure it'll come to me at some point. But Andy, what I would like you to do is just go ahead and point to any one of the photos. It doesn't matter which. The guitar. Now, are you a musician as well?
I own instruments.
Dude, right, you're halfway there. You know, all you got to do is get some background tracks, stand on a stage, and have somebody push play, right?
There you go.
There you go. All right. That's how I started out, too. It's called rock band, right? I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the chance to change your mind. Most people don't. Most people don't. But I want you to know you had the chance to change it if you wanted to. So, Andy, are you going to stick with the guitar, or are you going to pick a completely different photo?
I'm going for a different photo.
Different photo. You know, most people don't. It's okay. You may choose a different photo.
Go for that lovely photo.
This one here?
Yes.
Perfect. My youngest and my beautiful wife. Now, I knew you were going to pick that photo. And here's my proof. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 photos. On the backs of all the photos, there's an X. X, 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 X. You changed your mind, yet you picked the only one that has an O. Most people don't think and really, that's just my excuse for showing off pictures of my family. Tug at the heartstrings a little bit, as they say. All right, so that was a classic in card magic without playing cards. Now it's time for a little bit more of a traditional card trick. How does that sound?
Great.
All right. And this one, I'm going to need Kurt to help me. You want to help out, Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt.
All right. Everybody give Kurt a round of applause. Hold on a second. I have kids, can you tell? All right. So, Kurt, what I want you to do is I want you to just go ahead and take out any card that you like. It doesn't matter if I see it. Good question.
Yeah.
He's going to go far in life.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Is that your favorite card for real? Nice. Check this out. See, what I want you to do is to turn your card face down, and you're going to take this Sharpie, and you're going to write your name really large on the back of the card. Really big so it's easy to find. Makes my job easier, right? Nice. Thank you. All right. Whoops. Just testing gravity, folks. It still works. Not just a good idea, it's the law. I cannot believe I just said that. Shoot me, someone. All right, the magicians in the house are just dying, I can tell. All right, so Kurt, you wrote your name on the back of your King of Hearts, which is your favorite card. You had your very own choice of cards, and you picked the King, your favorite. Now, Kurt, I'm going to borrow your name. You ready? What's up? I'm Kurt. Yeah. It's like, this is a terrible joke. That's okay. All right, so Kurt, your name on the back of the King of Hearts. That was not misdirection. Here it goes. I will borrow Kurt's name, and we'll see if this works here. Can I have you hold on to your name? Hold on to it tight, because we don't want anybody taking your name. Now, you remember what your card was? The King of Hearts. Now, your name is no longer on the back of your King of Hearts because you're holding on to it. Makes sense, right? So now, what I want you to do, Kurt, I want you to hold up your name by the tips of your fingers, because when I count to 3, you're going to toss it up, it's going to hit the ceiling, and go right back into the deck. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, 2 5/8. Is that more or less than 3/4? 3.
Nice.
You can have a seat. Did you guys see the choreography? There's all the difference in the world. The sound effects, who said the sound effects? Sound effects, equally as important. So now, all I have to do is go through and I look for Kurt. Where's Kurt? Kurt. Oh, there it is. Sometimes I pass it up. Now, Kurt, what was your card? King of Hearts. Yeah, you took your name, you tossed it up, hit the ceiling, went back into the middle of the deck. It landed on a completely different card. It's now on the 9 of Diamonds. Yeah. It's how these things work. I don't understand it either. But now it's my job to take your name off of that 9 of Diamonds, put it right back onto your, what was it, the King of Hearts? So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, slips right off of that 9. Kurt, take that card, show everybody. Your name is right back onto your King of Hearts. You get to keep that. That's for you. Everybody give Kurt a quick round of applause. All right, so I still haven't really done a card trick yet. I mean, I did the first one without cards, and then this one was really more of a trick with Kurt's name. So I feel bad, like I've cheated you guys. So I'm going to do a real card trick, okay? So what was your name, sir?
Les.
Les. I met you at the beginning. How are you?
Good.
Perfect.
Great now. It's a great show.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. So, and I also didn't shuffle the cards yet either. Probably important, right? Okay. So, Les, if I could have you, do you mind reaching out and taking the card?
Look at it?
Yes. Take a look at it. Show everybody here, but not me. I'm not going to look at the camera, so let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Cool. All right. And go ahead and place it on top there. And once again, I'm going to show everybody the card. That way you know nothing weird has happened to it yet. There's a mirror right there, too. It's really hard for me not to see this card. I know. Cameras, mirrors, everything that belongs at a magic show, right?
Where's the smoke?
I'll tell you later. I don't know. All right. So, Les, you remember your card. Everybody saw the card. I'm going to find your card, but I have to find an incorrect card first. I'll show you right now. Top card here, Queen of Hearts, not it. In fact, I'm going to find all the cards that are not yours. Right? So 1 down, 51 to go. That one's not it, right?
Nope.
No? Cool. And what about that guy right there?
Nope.
Even though the Joker technically can be any card in the deck, I'm the only Joker here, so there you go. Well, James and Josh, and of course Kurt. I mean, everybody's loving Kurt. All right, so check this out. Any of these guys? No? Or I'm just going to jump to the chase. Check this out. Here it goes. Snap of the fingers. That's all it takes. That's twice as snappy. Oh my God, somebody stop me. 4 kids. How can I not do dad jokes? Okay, here we go. 1 card will reveal itself in a suggestive yet PG-13 fashion. I have no idea what that means, guys. There it goes. Upside down amongst the face up cards. Are you sure it wasn't that Queen of Hearts? Because that was the very first card I showed you. Is it the Ace of Clubs? Okay. It's kind of weird. Because if I give it a little bit of a spin, right, that's the original fidget spinner right there. It turns back into the Queen of Hearts, which means your card, Les, is the only one that's face up in the middle. I don't understand it. So you have the Ace of Hearts. Now, the funny thing about this Ace is it has just become the hardest working card of the deck. It wasn't before, not 2 seconds ago, but now it is. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. See, this card, it'll go into the middle. You can see as it's going in there. Snap of the fingers will always bring it back to the top. And it doesn't matter how many times that happens, it goes in. That's a secret move. Would you do the honors, Kurt? Go ahead and flip it over. Right back to the top. I know I can't sing. I won't quit my day job. Don't worry. I don't even know what my day job is these days. All right, now, I know what you're thinking because I'm mental, which has nothing to do with knowing what you're thinking, but most people think I'm using a duplicate ace of clubs, right? Yeah. All the cards are completely different. It's so weird to see the 2-second delay on that.
That way you get to check yourself.
All right, I know. Hi, Mom. I think she's watching online. I don't know. All right, so Les, what I want you to do to further prove that I'm not using a duplicate, if I could have you take your card and also take this Sharpie. It's real. What, did I get green on me again? Don't try that at home, kids. Just write your name really large on that side of the card. Perfect. And you spelled it correctly. That's how I spelled it. All right. It's hot under all these lights. Now, by the way, if you guys ever see these Sharpies at the dollar store, don't buy them. Public service announcement here. You see how that logo is coming off there? I think it's fake because it's coming off on both sides. You see that?
Yeah. And
you can tell for sure if it's fake if the logo vanishes completely. Yeah, pen stops working. 99-cent store Sharpies. Just not a good idea, do you know what I mean? I bought that accent at the dollar store too. Can't tell if it's English or Australian, eh? That's Canadian. Go figure. You can tell because it's really polite. I can say because I'm Canadian, so there you go. All right. So, Les's card will go back into the deck, and was it John? John, check this out. John, do you know how to count cards?
No.
Let's try this again. John, do you know how to count cards? Say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. All right, John, check this out. As I run down the deck, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. Look at that. He found the Les card.
Wow.
Everybody give John So I'm not going to say who, but somebody here discovered he does indeed know how to count cards. So next time you guys go to Vegas, he goes with you. Everybody wins, right? No pressure.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, don't take me. Well, okay, so check it out. If you go to Vegas, you need to bring luck with you. And I have one lucky card that I keep inside my wallet. And it's not the Visa, not the MasterCard. People ask, but I keep it, check this out, inside the zippered compartment where people used to keep their Bitcoin. Folded into quarters. Could you pull it out for Les and open it up and show everybody and also show the camera Les's card. And Les, this is for you, sir. A lucky card with your name on it.
Wow.
Right. You guys have been so awesome. So great. Thank you so much for coming out. I have one more trick that I would like to show you guys. But it comes with a question. And my question is, who here believes in time travel? Yes, my people. All 5 of you guys. Woohoo. All right. So
We're evidence of time travel, Kris.
Yeah, thank you.
and by the way, this is not because they have a escape room that uses time travel, right? Which you guys should check out. But okay, the thing about time travel is we're constantly traveling forward in time. It's going backwards that's the hard part. Am I right? So Google a while back was working on a time travel app, and I was able to hack my old phone to work with it. So let me get my old phone out, and you guys are going to laugh because this thing belongs in a museum. Look, it's got like chipped off the paint, or actually I think the plastic broke. This is my DeLorean, guys. Oh man, it works just as well. So I was able to hack this to work with their time travel app, which, by the way, never made it out of beta testing. So it doesn't work on humans. It only works on small objects like a playing card. And I know if that's not a made-up premise for a card trick, I have no idea what it is, but we'll go with it anyway. We'll use the Queen of Hearts. She will be our time traveler. And so I fold her in half so that the back of the card is on the outside. Because when you travel through time, you have to start somewhere. And then you have to have a destination, which is why I am now reversing the fold. So now the Queen of Hearts is on the outside. That's where all the science fiction-y mumbo-jumbo ends, except for the fact that I have to activate the time machine. It's my agent. Hold on. I'm just kidding. I don't even have an agent. Activate the time machine. 88 miles an hour, right? Make sure the flux capacitor is online. Mind you, that's flux capacitor, not continuum transfunctioner. That's a different movie, okay? Dude, where's my car? But watch what happens. You like that movie, huh? Yeah. Nice. Watch what happens as I push the card through. She slowly travels through time, turning inside out. Fix my car again. All right, so Andy, I want you to give me a thumbs up because you're going to use your thumb to push her back through, sending her back into the past slowly as she goes. Look at that. Back into the past. And if I push her through again, she goes back to the
Future.
You guys are awesome. That awesome movie reference is the only reason I do this trick. Yeah. You get me. Now, I want to point out to you guys that I've only pushed her through halfway, so she's partway in the past, partway in the future, much like how many of us live our lives today. Am I right?
Yeah.
And if I were to open this up right now, we would probably all turn inside out and die. But I'm willing to take the chance if you are.
Me?
Yeah, we'll go with you. You willing to take the chance?
Sure.
Perfect. She says, look, danger, let's get closer. This is really bad acting. I think I can work with this, though, because it's a little bit of a tear. So I tear through the space, the fabric of space, and... Sorry, I got caught in a loop. Space and time. Misdirection from dog. Thank you, Chewy. Misdirection. And was it Jenny? I'm going to give this to you, Jenny. Check that out. If you look at it, it's actually twisted in the center where it was in transit. So if you leave it together, it's a nice impossible object. But if you separate it, it means absolutely nothing. And that's for you guys. And I'd like to think our time here tonight meant a little something, at the very least, an impossible object. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. My name is Kris Sheppard. I hope you guys enjoyed our show.
All right. Here, one more time for Kris.
This will be his last time performing here, so we have a hardened rule that we don't like anyone who does better than us. So.